quiet revival. Feel it in my bones, drifting for miles, lost with no sight of home. Waves breaking, unraveling in my mind. I'll let the rays take me, finally coming to light, to light. Light, 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 coming to light.
I'm sure one day I'll be fine again, but now I can't get you out my head. Thinking about all of the time we spent, I wish that we could go back.
I wish that we could go
I'm sure one day I'll be fine again, but now I can't get you out my head. Thinking about all of the time we spent, I wish that we could go back.